It was so sad. We were fighting over forks. And one of the reasons why is because people would steal the forks. Customers would steal the forks from Benihana. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, my name is Brianna and I make health, beauty, and lifestyle videos to inspire and motivate women like myself. Let me tell y'all about the most ghetto place that I have ever worked at in my life.
Ghetto shit I've ever seen in my life.
I'm talking about Benihana, and I know it might be kind of shocking because this is a supposedly upscale restaurant. So if you don't know, it is the restaurant where they have chefs, and they come out to the table and they have the hibachi grill and they grill everything in front of you. Yeah, the one that they mention in all the rap songs. Yeah. A mini story time. I had just graduated from high school and started college. I knew that I wanted to move out. I had set that goal for myself. I set it. I'm like, I just need my own space. I just want to move out. So that was a goal for me before I even knew how I would get to that goal. I was still working at Pizza Hut. So I had friends at the time and they lived in the dorms of my college. I was in my friend's room one day just visiting her, hanging out, and I seen this stack of money on her bed, like literally a wad of cash on her bed. And I'm like, what's happening? Like, where did you get this money from? I'm confused. She tells me that she started working at Benihana and that the tips are amazing and you don't have to serve food. You just bring out the drinks and the soups and the salads and that's it. It's simple. It's great. She's hyping it up. She's making money. So I'm like, okay, I never thought about waitressing before, but I should try it because I'm trying to move out and I need some more money and Pizza Hut is not doing it for me. So I was like, sign me up, get me in there. Basically, she talked to the manager, the GM, and she told him that I wanted to work there. I applied, set up my interview. The interview process was really short. He was just asking me the basic questions and then he started asking me like, so what do you want to do in school? And, just random stuff like that. And just seeing my personality, I guess. So I passed the test, got hired. So as I mentioned briefly, this restaurant chain is mentioned in countless songs. Countless rappers have mentioned this restaurant in their songs. I don't know what their obsession is with Benihana. I know it's good, but it's not that good. Guess who these rap songs attract in these restaurants? Guess who? The ghetto. The ghetto! They attract the ghetto. And you know what made it even worse? Hold on, gotta sneeze. It went away. What made it even worse is that I worked at the location that is insanely close to the city of Detroit. Literally, you get on the freeway, the next exit is the city. I had never eaten there before. I'd never been there before. I had never seen the atmosphere. I never seen what it was like, the people that was in there. I just saw money and I was down. Didn't know anything. I was super young. I was 18, just starting out, just getting out here in the world. But it was a lot of people that worked there that had been working there for like 20 years, 15 years. I'm like, how are y'all working here so long? I didn't even see what the BS that was going on yet, but I was still like, I cannot see myself working in a restaurant for 30 years, 20 years. Never. I always knew it was a stepping stone for me. So I started working there and I was like on a full-time schedule at first. I was on a full-time schedule, working doubles, like just trying to make as much money as I could. So during the training process, there was an older white woman who trained me and she was really cool. She was super cool to me, but a lot of other coworkers in the job, they did not like her. I don't know. I don't even remember the reasons why, but she was always nice to me. She was cool to me. So one day she had decided that I was ready to get more out there and start speaking to the tables myself, addressing them myself, and getting out there, getting my hands dirty. One of my first tables that I did basically on my own, but with the help of her, they ended up having a $800 bill. Another thing that got me wanting to work there was that for parties of 4 or more, people will get charged 18% gratuity automatically. So you're automatically getting tips for any parties that are over 4 people, that are 4 people or more. I was mad that night. I remember I was mad because it was super late. I was ready to go home, but they was ready to party and eat. I got the only table in the whole store. All of these tables is empty but mine. So it was like 6 of them, and then it was a party of 2. They having a good time. They getting shots. They buying shots for the other people. They running it up, running the tab up. The bill gets to $800. It was no issue. They were good. They paid it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm basically getting like $200 extra on my next check just off of this gratuity. That was exciting. And then from then on, it went downhill. It went downhill. My goodness, it went downhill. Overall, that job is really intimidating because you have 8 people. You walk up to the table, you have 8 people staring at you. They're hungry, they're thirsty, they just want to hurry up and get their stuff. They don't know what's going on. They got questions and all type of stuff. It's very intimidating when you first start out, especially if you're young and don't know what's going on. Walk up to the table, hey, my name is Brianna. Welcome to Benihana. Are we celebrating anything? I hated that question. I hate it. Because, you know, a lot of people would go there for special occasions. It's expensive. We have the hibachi and it's special for a lot of people. So they want to be made to feel like every occasion is special. So we have to ask if there's any celebrations, any birthdays, any allergies, because they cook shrimp on the grill, so you got to make sure of that. It was rocky because, for one, it was intimidating, but once I got over that, it was still the balancing of the trays. You have literally 8 people, so they want 8 waters, and then they also want cocktails. You have to learn the cocktails, and you have to put the garnishes on the cocktails yourself. The bartender doesn't do that, so you have to remember all of the different garnishes. Some people might want a glass of hot water. Some people might want Shirley Temple, which you have to make yourself. Some people want two drinks. They want a water and a Diet Coke, and then other people want a regular Coke. So you have to remember which one is the diet and which one is the regular. It was a lot. Waitressing is a lot. Okay. And then like all of the stupid questions that you get, you have to just act like they're just normal. Like you just have to act like it's okay. Just smile and laugh. This one guy literally asked me if we had ramen noodles. What are you talking about? Like no, literally every day. Same questions, same stupid questions. Just a mess. One of the main causes of my stress at that job was the managers. I will say that I had some good moments with the managers. I got somewhat close, not really, but like friendly with the managers. But the problem was that the job was so stressful for everybody that their stress would get projected onto us when we didn't do anything. So like they either all smoked cigarettes or they just had temper tantrums and like mood swings, and you would be confused like what's wrong with you. It's really intense. It's fast paced. It gets really busy. You have 16 people at a time because you have multiple tables, and then they're like trying to fix problems, you know, people complaining about stuff. So Benihana has something called the birthday coupon. Every year you put in your birthday and then they send you a coupon for $30 off at dinner time, Monday through Thursday, at dinner time only. So during that time is when we got the busiest. Everybody's asking for the same thing. Every server is asking the manager to apply a birthday coupon to their table, like at the same time. So it's like really overwhelming. They would get attitudes. They would get snappy with us. They would get so snappy. You don't know when they're gonna snap, but then they'll be like cool to you in the next 2 seconds, and you're like, well, didn't you just cuss me out 2 seconds ago? I'm confused, but I got used to it eventually. As for coworkers, some servers, they would literally go up to the front, go up to the hostess, and try to get the better tables. The better tables would be anybody that's not black, all the tables that's not black, especially the big parties of white people and people who just look like they're gonna tip. That there was a lot of that going on. They would literally go up to the front and be like, I want that table. Give them to me. It's literally a system. Like, you're supposed to take turns. And I was confused, not confused, but it was a lot of people that would just like go hard. Like, but I think that's common in the waitressing industry, is that a lot of servers will try to take a lot of tables or take more than they might be able to handle in order to make more money. I was never on that. I was like, give me one table at a time. Like, I hate it when I got another table. I hate it when I got back-to-back tables. It's just so much. And you're like repeating the same things over and over. You're still boxing up this table and they still want a birthday song. We had to sing the birthday song for anybody who asked. Or if you wanted to make them feel special, you have to sing the birthday song. But the thing is, like, they gave us the little words for it, but nobody really knew the words. So we all was winging it when we sung the happy birthday song, because nobody really knew them words in Japanese, you know? I just hated the pressure of it. You know, you have these people waiting for their boxes and their bills, because we have to box them up ourselves traditionally. They probably changed it in COVID because they don't want you doing that. But when I was working there, we had to box up everybody. Sometimes I would have to ask another server, like, can you box up my table while I go get their drinks? Or can you go get my drinks while I finish boxing them up and getting their ice cream and all of that? That's a whole nother thing. That is a whole nother thing. So the ice cream, right? The ice cream would be so hard and frozen. Like, I would literally take out the ice cream from the freezers just so they would be soft enough for us to get to. They had a problem with that because of, you know, we're not supposed to have them outside. But like, how can I get the ice cream if it's frozen rock solid? So that was another issue. I hated getting ice cream. It's not a problem getting the ice cream. It's just the problem of I can't scoop it because it's frozen solid. So I'm trying to get their ice cream. I'm trying to get their bills. You know, people got separate bills. Some people together, some people separate. Some people got a birthday coupon. Some people don't. I'm waiting on a manager to scan my birthday coupon. It's busy. Ain't no managers around. It just became a mess. And this is bringing back all of my memories because I shut a lot of this stuff out. Some of my coworkers would actually lie to their tables. The big issue was that the chefs would take a long time to come out to the tables, but they do a lot. They just finished doing all this grilling on this other table, and then they have to pack their carts themselves. They should be having somebody pack the carts for them. I think sometimes they did. Sometimes they had people packing it for them, but a lot of times they had to pack their own carts, which means putting all of the food, all of the steaks, all of the chicken. They did have a job for that. They had a person for that, but they didn't always have somebody there. So sometimes that would hold them up more. Servers would literally lie to their customers and just try to make it seem like it wasn't what it was. They would lie to them to get better tips, basically. And I was never doing that because I don't know. I'm not doing that. A big thing in Benihana was that we did not have enough forks. We literally would have to go to somebody's table that just finished, that were packed up and everything, and be like, are y'all done with y'all forks? Are y'all done with y'all forks? Like, can I get that? Let me take that plate for you. Because we literally want to take the forks from their table, go straight to the dishwasher and be like, can you wash these forks for me? Because I need some forks for my table. It was sad. It was so sad. We were fighting over forks. And one of the reasons why is because people would steal the forks. Customers would steal the forks from Benihana just because they said Benihana on the back. That is crazy. Why would you steal this fork that literally thousands of people have used? Like, it's bad enough using it, you know, at the restaurant, but you want to take it home after thousands of people have put their mouths on it? They baffled me. It was really the ghetto. It was really the slums in there, because some of the craziest things happened. You know, there was a shooting. There have been fights. People have chased the managers with their phones, trying to record them and say that they're racist. It was a lot of scamming going on. If you have not guessed it yet, there was a lot of scamming going on with the customers and the employees and the managers. Stealing, scandal, just scandalous. Just making bands every day. That's all I'm gonna say about that. The turnover rate in there is absolutely horrible, and I know it is probably to this day. I'm pretty sure they don't have enough people in there, but the turnover rate when I was there was horrible. I was training people after being there for like a month. Like, I literally still didn't know what I was doing, but I'm training people because they don't have enough people, or they just need me to train somebody. It was so many people that I trained and I met that I even forgot that I trained them and that I met them. It was so many people in and out of that restaurant so often because it was just a horrible environment and they didn't treat us right. We had to work on all the holidays except for Thanksgiving. And that's only because people cook their own food on Thanksgiving. Christmas, I worked. My birthdays, I worked. I mean, that wasn't their fault, but I never called off because that's not how I did things. I never called off ever. The only time I called off was one time when I first got my apartment and they were delivering the couch or something. That was the only time that I have ever called off. Even when I was like not feeling good, even when I was depressed, miserable, crying, I still didn't call off. I still came in. And then the worst of the worst, sad to say, was the customers. I mean, like I said, it was too close to the city. It was way too close to the city, and it just attracted some of the most disrespectful, ignorant, ghetto people I have ever seen. People make such a big deal out of the Benihana brand because of the songs. You know, people are influenced by music. So they feel like they're doing something if they come to Benihana. But then they don't want to tip. How do you expect this grand experience and me slaving and doing all this for you, but you don't even want to tip? And then after a while, so I said it was an 18% gratuity for 4 or more, parties of 4 or more. That was changed because a manager at another location would put the gratuity on black tables, but not other tables, people who weren't black. So he's basically being racist and he messed it up for everybody. So after that, it was parties of 8 or more. So our tips went so downhill. Our tips was much lower than before, like lower than ever before. So the money that I was making before to even make it a little bit worth it was not even the same. Hey y'all, editing me here. So I forgot to mention that as a server, you have to split all of your tips between the bartender, the chefs, the sushi bar, and the busboys. So while we were making decent tips, a lot of the percentage of our tips were also going to other people in the restaurant. So people see the chefs as these heroes and they see us as the bad guy because where is the chef? Why is my stuff not right? Everything's going wrong. It's our fault. But when the chef comes out, everything is amazing. And then at the end of the day, the chef gets extra cash tips because they're the ones that's in front of them cooking the food, even though we did all this work for you. And they're still getting a part of our tips too. And they get paid more hourly than us. We only made like $3.23 an hour. So the tips was really like where our money came from. So I was really miserable at that point. I got called names. One time, this girl, we had to box up the food. So this girl gave me her plate with everything on it. They have sushi and everything too. So her sushi was on the side. It was everything on the same plate. She gave me the plate. So I put the food in first. I would even try to do sections. I would try to keep it how it was and keep it neat. I put her food in there and then I put the sushi on top because she didn't say like, I want that in a separate box or whatever. She called me, I can't even say the name because it's derogatory for, people who are mentally ill or, but yeah, all type of B words, all type of dumb, stupid, slow. When I was training, people would say that I was slow, but it's like, I'm trying to balance these big trays with these 18 drinks on it. Like, what do you expect? People were so demanding, and they had like really specific preferences for certain things. The garlic butter, that was a big thing. We were only supposed to give them one free complimentary garlic butter, but they would just want all of the garlic butter. They want all of the garlic butter. I've had several people walk out on bills because I was just so overwhelmed, and I had so much going on that I was so miserable at that job. I was so miserable. I would literally cry before I had to go in there because I did not like the energy. I did not like the environments, the people. Now, I will say I do have some people that I made friends with there that I worked with, and I love them. A lot of the people was just toxic and just low down, dirty people, like inside. And it was always like a wave of anxiety when I come back to the table and I see people studying the bill. Like, did she overcharge me for something? Because I know they're going to object. But the prices are the prices. You've seen these $30, $40 prices on the side when you ordered it. Or maybe you didn't. Because reading is fundamental and people don't know that. But that's not my problem. You ordered what you ordered. So, it was a mess. I will say I got to meet some celebrities in there. I served Tamar Braxton. She was nice. Cash Doll, of course, came in there. Jay Leno came in there. London on the Track and his dad came in there. I served them. Mario, I have a picture with Mario. It was several celebrities that came in there. That was always a nice little, treat. But it was just a mess. It was horrible. I hated it so much. I'm so glad I don't work there anymore. I will never be a waitress again in my life. Never, never, never. Learn how to tip your waitresses or waiters. Like, it's a hard job. It's a really hard job, and it takes a mental toll on you. So yeah, I will never do it again. It was just ghetto. It was just ghetto all around, and I'm so grateful that I am not there anymore. Only to eat now, and I won't go to that location because I just don't want to deal with them. But they do have the best food at that location. I will say that. Let me know if you have any crazy job stories or instances in the comment section, because I know I'm not alone. There is way more that I can say about this restaurant, but I have blocked so much out, like I said, from the trauma. And that's all. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, so I can continue making content and you can turn on your post notifications so you can know as soon as I drop a video. Don't forget to like this video so that my name can get out here and we can grow the community. I have manifestation journals for sale. Simply Manifest. They're available on Amazon. The link will be in the description box. Thank y'all so much for your support and for even watching this far. I appreciate it, and I will see y'all in the next video.